are going to be talking about Ectoin, which everybody is talking about as this miracle hydrating ingredient, so let's get into it. Hi, I'm Spencer and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things PhD, beauty, and career. So I bought this Biossance Squalane and Ectoin Overnight Rescue Cream a while ago, and it kind of sent me into this snowball effect of researching what Ectoin was, and I got really curious, at least from a scientific perspective, of what it was doing. So obviously when you're thinking about hydrating ingredients, hyaluronic acid is probably going to be the first one that you think of, and the way that I understand that is that it's basically acting like a sponge and it's holding all this water next to your skin so that we can stay hydrated throughout the day. The way that Ectoin works, on the other hand, it's much more of a controlling the chaos type thing. So taking a step back into how Ectoin was discovered, it was actually found in these salt-loving bacteria where there's a very low concentration of water because there's such a high concentration of salt. And so the way that they stayed hydrated and they were able to actually live was through Ectoin in part. And the way I understand it is that similar to how hyaluronic acid becomes like a sponge and grabs all these different water molecules, Ectoin is kind of doing a similar mechanism, except it's controlling it. So it's gathering all these water molecules and it's creating a lot of order in them, so that way it creates a higher effective concentration of water, and that allows all the proteins and everything in the cell to work correctly. So if you want to think about it as hyaluronic acid versus Ectoin, hyaluronic acid definitely feels like a much more passive process, whereas Ectoin feels like it's a much more ordered and they're doing a lot more effort and doing a lot more to help the cell out. That hyaluronic acid is just kind of just there. So I thought that was interesting, at least from an evolutionary, nerdy, scientific perspective, but I got into it because of this cream right here. So this one is the Biossance Squalane and Ectoin Overnight Rescue. I've been using it as kind of an overnight moisturizer in place of a normal nighttime moisturizer. It's a very thick cream, so it definitely melts when you're applying it, but I wouldn't say that it melts evenly, and it kind of gets a little bit chunky when you actually do apply it onto your skin. Another thing is that I feel like it's a really good moisturizer if you're interested in just increasing moisture and increasing hydration, but it doesn't really do anything beyond that. All of the ingredients are really focused on just those things. There's a lot of moisturizers, there's a lot of humectants, but there's nothing really crazy about it. And I feel like at this price point, you should be getting something that has a little bit more oomph to it and has a little bit more multiple benefits other than just hydration and moisturization. But if your concerns are just increasing the hydration, increasing the moisturization, I do think that this is a good product. It's a very basic one, so if you have irritated skin, sensitive skin, I do think that this could work out really well for you. And if you are interested in going like the further step, this one also from Biossance also has Ectoin in it, so you can use this as a serum before you apply this Ectoin Overnight Repair, and it definitely is going to increase that extra level of hydration for you. And I know that Ectoin is basically making an appearance everywhere nowadays. Like I know that Supergoop has a couple products that they just launched that have Ectoin as well. And one that I just received but I haven't yet tried is this one from Bioma. So this is the Barrier Repair Treatment. It has barrier lipids, avocado oil, Ectoin, and Squalane. So I feel like this is also very similar in terms of how they're talking about it to the Biossance products, because obviously it has Squalane and also Ectoin in it. So I'm curious if this treatment would be a very effective replacement for that Biossance serum and also overnight repair combo, because this is a much cheaper and much affordable option. So that was a super short overview of what Ectoin is, and also an even more brief review of this Biossance moisturizer. If you want to learn more about Ectoin and this specific moisturizer, I wrote a blog and you can see the link below. But I'm curious about your thoughts. Are you going to pick up the expensive Biossance moisturizer, or are you going to go with the more affordable Bioma one and get your Ectoin fix? Let me know in the comments. And thanks for watching!